We've spoken a couple of times already since it was revealed about Kojima's new game Death Stranding, which was revealed at E3 with a very mysterious trailer which basically showed us nothing. Now, he has spoken about this a couple of times before, but Hideo Kojima has spoken once again about why he chose Sony to partner with for Death Stranding. Obviously, Kojima Productions is not owned by Sony. Kojima is just working with them for this particular project, and he may work again with them in the future as they seem to have a fairly good working relationship. Now, according to Gameblog France, Hideo Kojima said that the reason he went with Sony for this particular project is because it offered him a lot of freedom. And he said, quote, "For our first title, I want to make sure we'll be in the best conditions. I have a great relationship with Sony, which allows me to concentrate on the creative part. Working with another partner, they would surely ask for more time on ancillary tasks. It would have taken time for contracts, and I don't think that things would have been as quick. Working with Sony also brought me a lot of freedom, and support has been exceptional." He then went on to say that had he chosen a quote-unquote normal company, he would have been bogged down with, say, coming up with presentations, seeking funding, explaining his team's vision for the game, kind of like you do on Kickstarter, but to a room of investors, who are probably a lot harder to convince than us guys on Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure if Hideo had come to Kickstarter, he'd be pretty much channeling Scrooge McDuck right now. And he went on to say, quote, "With Sony, of course I explained to them my approach, but they immediately said, go ahead, do what you gotta do. They offer me their trust, all the energy you need to put in the preparation of the project. I was able to focus on creating. This makes a real difference." Now, of course, this does follow up with comments that Sony made earlier this week that they have no desire to restrict Kojima's creative vision, and basically said, quote, "If you try to place too many constraints on a free spirit like that, it's probably not a wise thing to do." Obviously, Sony are also a business, and they even said as much that, obviously when there's significant investment on the part of Sony, all the people that want decisions made and investments and that sort of thing, they are still accountable to shareholders and that at the end of the day. But there is a balance to be struck between allowing creativity to flourish and recognising that hey, this is a business. And to be honest, I think that's fine with a person like Kojima who has been restrained and chained down for so long by Konami. I think the best thing Sony could have done is what they have done, is just to say to Kojima, you know what, we trust you, you don't need to pitch us, just show us what you're working on and we'll sure we'll love it. And from the weird trailer that we got, it seems that Kojima has no shortage of weird and wonderful ideas to bring to them, and perhaps he'll work with them again in the future. From the sounds of it, he's happy with his choice, and when he appeared briefly at E3, he seemed like a man reborn. In the previous stuff where he'd appeared where he's still working with Konami, he just looked tired, whereas at E3, he just looked a lot happier. So it's clear that whatever Sony's approach is with Kojima and the developers in general is working. If they want to let a creative person like Kojima just do his thing, I'm really curious to see what Kojima can do without those constraints and that sort of thing. Of course, this tells us absolutely nothing about the game, sadly. This game is probably going to be a mystery until the day it comes out. It's probably going to be another No Man's Sky, but cranked up to 11, because Kojima cranks everything up to 11. But, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, sometime next year we'll get a trailer that actually shows some gameplay or something. I doubt it, to be honest. I'm expecting to not be playing this game for a couple of years, a minimum. But, of course, we'll see. I don't know. The fact that he hasn't had to faff around with pitching and stuff has obviously saved him some time, enough time to make us that cool trailer. So yeah, I'm curious. Hopefully we'll learn what the game is soon. That'll be nice. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.